welcome back to the Evette channel. Wow! And welcome back to another of my YouTube videos with me, Evette Santos. If you haven't already, definitely subscribe, like this video, comment. You already know all of that. But anyways, today's video is going to be my first ever story time. This is so exciting because I've never done a story time on my channel, and I don't know why, because I have stories for days. Like, I have really juicy stories that you guys are gonna be like, what? Oh my god! But I felt like starting off with this story because I don't know, it's kind of like makeup related, and I felt like it would interest a lot of you girls and guys out there, because if you work at Sephora or if you're trying to get hired for Sephora, well, I can tell you a little bit of the process and why Sephora didn't want to hire me. The reasoning behind this story and everything about this story, I think it's just super dumb, doesn't make sense, and it's just so stupid. But whatever, it's a pretty good story. So if you guys are interested in watching this video and knowing why I didn't get hired to work at Sephora, then just keep watching. Okay, humans, so I hope you guys have your popcorn now, or I don't know, your soda, your hot chocolate, your wine, whatever it is that you guys feel comfortable watching this video with. But I do want to say I'm so sorry about the noise you guys hear in the back. If you guys hear it, because I'm pretty sure that my camera can capture the noise in the background, and it's just that I have my setup in my basement so it can hear all the pumps and everything. You guys can definitely hear it, so I'm so sorry. Also, before I say anything about the story, if you guys want me to record a makeup video on this look, a tutorial, then definitely leave down in the comments below so I can get that ready and rolling for you guys by the end of this week. But anyways, let me stop talking now. So, to start off this story, this took place back in 2014. I was learning how to do makeup. In my world, I was the bomb. I was good. I was pretty good, but honestly, I really wasn't. I had no eyebrows, and it was nothing compared to what my makeup is now. It was just nothing. I didn't even know how to do eyeshadow, so. But anyways, I was so desperate at working at Sephora. I really wanted to work at Sephora, or even MAC, because like, it's makeup heaven. Like, who doesn't want to work there? You know, it's like full of makeup and discount, and I don't know, it just sounded so awesome and stuff. And plus, the job that I was working at the moment, I was miserable there. So I really wanted to leave, and I kept applying to Sephora for a good 5 months. Like, applying, and for some reason, I just wasn't hearing anything back. And I was applying through the online application to be a clerk. I was applying for everything. I was applying to be someone on the floor, or someone behind the cashier, or someone doing makeup on the person. Like, I didn't care. Even in the perfume section, the skin section, I was applying for everything. I don't care, because I felt like once I was in, then I can learn whatever it is. But I was very desperate at working there. So the misery at the job that I had at the moment had become so intense that I just really didn't want to be there anymore, but I couldn't leave without having like a backup plan, and I just really needed the job at Sephora. I really wanted to work there so bad, or at any makeup store, honestly. I did have connections to MAC, but that never went through. It never worked out. It was like all talk type of thing. But Sephora, I felt like I had a way better chance at working there. So I was like, no, I can't just apply online. Now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to every single store in the city, and I'm going to give them my resume so that they can see my face, so that they can see me, and probably be like, oh, start today. And then I would have been like, so I believe I went a Monday morning. I like calculated everything perfectly because I wanted it to be at a moment where no one was in the city, so that I can travel freely. Well, you know, there's always people in the city, but so I can feel like I'm traveling freely, and so there can be less people in the store, so you know, I can have more of a chance to speak to the person. And plus, I didn't want anyone else around me to hear that I wanted a job there, because I didn't want anyone else to be like, oh, I want a job too, and then they can take my spot, and I'll be like, really? So the first Sephora I went to in the city, there's a few, but the first one I went to, I said, hey, can I speak to the manager or whatever? And they were like, okay, let me go get him. And he was a male, he was a guy, and I was like, hi, well, I'm interested in working here. I wanted to see if there's an available position right now or if I can get an interview. And I handed him my folder with my resume, and he said, yeah, like he sounded interested or whatever. He was like, yeah, of course. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Is your number on the folder on your resume? Because I'm gonna give you a call and then we're gonna set an interview. And he gave me his name and everything, his number, his extension, everything to Sephora so I can contact him. And I was like, perfect, awesome, like, yes. I didn't even go to any other Sephora because I was like, I got this down packed already. Like, he already said basically he's gonna schedule an interview with me. He saw me, he looked like he was interested, so I was like, okay. So like a week later, I call this guy because I haven't heard from him at all, and at the same time I didn't want to start going crazy and calling him you know, like I didn't want to miss that opportunity, mess it up and stuff. So I was like, let me give him his time for him to check my resume. He said he was gonna call me, so let me give him a reasonable time before I start attacking. So I gave him a week. I didn't get a call, I didn't get anything. I called and I was like, hey, can you transfer me to I don't even want to put this the name out there, but let me pretend that the name is Jason, okay? So I was like, hey, can I speak to the manager, Jason? And then they were like, yeah, let me transfer you right now. I got transferred to him, and I said, hi, it's Evette. I went there last week. He cut me off, and he said,
oh, are you here? Is it because you want an interview?
And I was like, yeah. He's like, I'll call you. Don't worry, I'll call you. And I was like, okay. Like, he didn't even sound like he knew who I was or he remembered me. I was like, what the? And like, he cut me off. So I was like, dude, I wasn't even able to finish talking or telling you like what I want. Anyways, I wasn't even able to refresh his memory. So he probably thought I was like some regular person. So I called again, and I called the next day, and I said, hi, can you transfer me to Jason? And they were like, for what? And I was like, oh, it's Evette, he's expecting my call. That's what I always say just to get to the person. But anyways, it's Jason now, and he's like, hey, thank you for calling SEPHORA, blah, blah. And I was like, hi, it's Evette. Hey, I just called you, told me to give you a call because you have my resume. Like, I tried to say everything as fast as I could before he wanted to hang up or cut me halfway. So then he was like, yeah, I got your resume here. If anything, I'll call you, don't worry. I was like, okay, whatever. So whatever, I gave him a call again the next day. Like, you're not getting rid of me like that. I'm gonna keep going at it because I want this job, man. I'm miserable at my other job. So I gave him a call the next day, and I'm like, hi, it's Evette. And honestly, it didn't even seem like he knew who I was. He thought I was a random girl calling every single time. Like, I felt like me and him had something going on, like a connection or something. I thought he remembered who I was, and it seemed like he didn't. It seemed like every time I was calling, he felt like it was somebody else. So I'm like, damn, like, what the heck? And at this point, he's telling me, oh, yeah, why don't you just give me a call in like 3 days? Give me a call back on Friday. Give me a call. I would call Friday. Give me a call back on Tuesday. Give me a call back on Tuesday. I would call Tuesday. Give me a call back on Thursday. Give me a call. And I was like, what is wrong with this man? So I was like, whatever. I gave up, and I continued working in my miserable job, doing whatever I was doing. And one day, I went to the Sephora near the job that I was working at. So I don't even want to say where the Sephora is located. Like, I don't even want to give out any of that information. But I had Sephora that was right next to my job. Like, it was like maybe 3 blocks away in the city. And then the other Sephora where Jason was at was like on the train, maybe like 4 stops away. It was like right there. But I had tried calling the Sephora by my job, and they kept like rejecting me every single time I called and said, hey, I just want to drop off my resume. They would be like, oh no, we're not hiring. Like, they would always say that, so I didn't even try giving them like my resume or anything. I just, you know, the other guy seemed like he was interested, so I was like, whatever. So one day, I got off of work late, and I always used to stop at Sephora. This is when I was first learning how to do makeup like bomb, but I yet sucked. But anyways, I would go there, and I saw this manager, and I was asking her about the Becca foundation that had just came out or whatever, and she was so sweet and helpful. And then I saw her tag, and it said manager, or it said something important. So I was like, Oh. So I was like, this is my time to strike. Like, I'm gonna strike right now. So I went, hi, I'm just curious. Are you guys hiring right now?
Actually, we are. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Evette. I actually tried applying at the Sephora in blah 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 in the city, and I spoke to Jason and stuff, and he was supposed to schedule an interview, but he never did.
Oh, you spoke to Jason, and you were supposed to schedule an interview. Why didn't he schedule it? I don't get it.
Really, I don't know. I kept calling him. He kept telling me to call him back, and he just, I don't know, never called me. So I want to see if maybe you guys have a position available here.
Yes. Why don't you do this? Send me your resume to my email. Here, I'll get you a paper and pen. Here's the paper and pen. So this is my email. Blah 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 at hotmail.com. Okay? Just send me your resume and everything. This is my cell phone number. Blah 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 467. And just text me when it's sent, and I will schedule an interview by next week, and you can just come in. Okay?
God, thank you. Perfect. Awesome. And how are the interviews?
Well, here we do a group interview, and then we do a second interview just one-on-one, okay? So I'll schedule everything, and I'll text you once you text me your resume and everything, and we're good to go. Is that good?
Awesome. Thank you so much. So that's basically how our conversation went down. This manager, I don't remember her name, but let's pretend her name is Alexa, okay? So she was so sweet that day, so sweet. And I was like, yes, finally, like I'm gonna get hired in Sephora and I can leave my miserable job, and oh, it's gonna be perfect because here is the best place to learn about makeup. Like everybody's makeup's on fleek. Like everybody wants to work at Sephora. So I'm like, awesome. I do all of the nonsense she makes me do. I send her my resume, I text her everything, and we schedule an interview for a Sunday at like 9 o'clock in the morning, whatever. So I go prepared, my full beat face. I make sure, you know, I looked up a bunch of questions on Google or something for interviews, Sephora questions, and see everything, like, you know, just so I can be prepared. So whatever, I go to Sephora. Alexa sends me and a group of like, I don't know, maybe like 7, 8 other girls to a room upstairs. It's like, I don't know, it's a huge conference room. I think that's where they do the classes or whatever. So it's a huge square table, and then there's all of us all around. I've never been to a group interview. All my interviews for any job or any position, it's always been one-on-one. So a group interview, I was like, it's gonna be easy, because like, if it's a group interview, then not all eyes are not going to be on me, and on top of that, I'll just, you know, try my best to stand out. So, by the way, if you're trying to get hired in Sephora, I think this is perfect for you, because now you know what to expect. I thought that Sephora interviews were one-on-one, but they're actually group interviews. So, just in case you're trying to get hired, I'm going to put you on right now. So, we're in the group interview, and everybody seems to be so nice to each other, to a point where it's kind of creepy, like how nice they are. And Alexa comes with her other manager. I don't know what the other manager is. Let's pretend the other manager's name is Sophie. So Alexa and Sophie come, and I noticed this. Like, I'm not trying to say like someone was trying to come after me or nothing, because I'm not like that, but like, these two managers grilled the living hell out of me once they walked in. I was sitting right here, and this right here was Alexa and Sophie, and then everybody else was around, but I was right next to them. And when she had to look at me to sit down, and I don't understand. And my conclusion, or my thoughts, my opinion to why she grilled me, is because I think she probably called Jason and said, oh, do you know who Evette Santos is? Like, she said that you were supposed to schedule an interview for her, and I'm guessing she probably called him, and he said, oh, that girl, and he probably said something. I don't know. That's what I think, because why else? But she was all with me, and then all of a sudden she's like, Like, okay, whatever, maybe she's just like, I don't know, going through something. So she starts, her and Sophie, they both off start by being super jolly, like, hi guys, hey, so we're gonna try and make this interview super comfortable for you guys. I don't want it to even feel like it's an interview. I want it to feel like we're just friends, we're all talking. Bam, that's how they get you, because you're gonna feel so comfortable that you're gonna say things that you're not supposed to say. So anyways, we're all, you know, yeah, everybody's being like extra fake and stuff, and I'm just going along with it, like, ah. So she starts off with the first question, and she said, what can you guys tell me about Sephora? And some girl answers, well, Sephora was made in 1970, blah, 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 by in France, and this and that. And I'm just like, damn, like, what the? I should have looked more into that. And then Alexa and Sophie, they're like, yes, awesome. And we weren't like taking turns. It was whoever just wanted to talk, just pop out. And then someone else would be like, Sephora carries it's the biggest company brand with so many different smaller brands or whatever. Other people would be like, it has a huge variety of lipstick, it has skincare, hair, makeup, it has this and that. Like, people would say the obvious, and I think her answer was the smartest answer. I tried to sound as sophisticated, even though I said something super basic, but I was like, oh god. So she kept answering different things. Like, she said, like, if you were to change something about yourself, what would it be? What's something when working with a team, what would you do? And I answered every single question. Like, for every single question, I made sure to answer it. There were people who were not answering every single question. There were people who were just answering one question, and then that's it, or answering 2 questions out of the entire interview. And I made sure to answer every single question and make sure to sound sophisticated, make sure to be jolly, make sure to be happy, make sure to be me. And the entire time I would talk, she would just look at me like, She wasn't even taking notes, I noticed, when I was talking, and I was like, why? Like, what the? But with everybody else, she was like, and I was like, what the heck? So whatever, the interview finished. I did not feel confident about it at all because she was just giving me really, really bad vibes, this lady. I don't understand what I did to her. I don't understand if she was just after me or if she just didn't want me. I don't get it. Or I don't get it if, like, Jason told her something, like told her I was annoying or something. I don't know what he could possibly say when he just met me once. Like, I don't know, but all these things were coming to me because why would she grill me so hard? And both of them were just like, that's her. I was like, yeah, that's you. So there was only one guy within the entire interview, and that one guy, he wasn't there for makeup or anything. He just wanted to be there for fragrance and stuff. And those 2 ladies were like so in love with him. They were just like laughing at everything he said, and it wouldn't even be funny. And I was like he just said his dog died and you're laughing. Like, I don't understand. And they're just like, like, everybody could tell that he was definitely gonna be hired because what are you doing? And as your Alexa had said, okay, so you guys are gonna hear by the end of today, you guys are gonna get an email saying if you guys got hired or not and how to proceed. So I was like, oh, perfect, oh my god, because the interview was like at 9 a.m. So we would get she said something and we would get the email like after 12 or 1 by 2 or something. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I go home and I'm like telling everybody like how I feel and everything, and I keep checking my email, and I checked my email and it said, thank you for applying to Sephora and going through with our interview today at Sephora in blah 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 blah. But unfortunately, you didn't meet the criterias to work here. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And it said this whole entire email, and then it said, signed, Alexa. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call this lady. Because I want to know why I didn't get hired. I want to know, like, why, what did I do wrong? Because 1, I was curious to know, and 2, maybe I can better those things if I go to another interview and it's a group interview. Maybe if I go to another Sephora interview in the future, I can be prepared better. So I called her, and she said, Oh, hi. Yeah, the reason why you didn't get hired was because I just felt like, I don't know, you just didn't meet to the expectations of working here. And I'm like, how? Because I was super outgoing. I answered every question, and I didn't say something dumb for every question. Like, I literally answered every question, and I made it sound super sophisticated, and I was pretty much right about everything I said. Like, I just want to know what I did wrong. She's like, I just feel like you're too outgoing. And I stayed shut for like a good 3 seconds, because I was like, out of everything, that's what you're gonna say? I'm too outgoing? And I'm like, what do you mean? And she said, I just feel like you're too outgoing to the point where you won't work well as a team. And I'm like, okay, first of all, you're acting like I bounced to answer every question first. Like, no, I let other people answer their questions, and then I answered. It wasn't like I was dying to be first to answer and didn't let anybody else talk, because that's the only way that you can see if perhaps maybe I'm not a good team player. All I did was be myself and answer every question. So what are you talking about? Because I'm curious to know, what are you talking about? She basically didn't let me finish talk or anything. She just said, good luck with you, and if you want to apply, then you can try reapplying in certain amount of months, something like that. And I'm like, and that was basically it. Like, I was just so fake heartbroken, because it's like, how you don't hire me? Like, my makeup at the moment was bomb. I didn't feel like I said anything wrong or did anything. Like, you gave me such a stupid excuse. You just said it was because I was too outgoing, because I have too much personality. Like, you're acting like I was being ratchet, and I was being like, yes, got it. Like, I wasn't even doing any of that. I was just like, yes, yeah. Oh, like, you know, just being like fake or whatever, fake nicer. That's it, you know? And I was answering every question. So it was just, I think it was really dumb. And I think every time somebody says to me, oh, I'm trying to get hired at Sephora, I attack them with that story, because it's like, listen, be careful if they try to do something like that to you too, because, you know, I just wish I can see that lady and be like, hey, remember you didn't try and hire me because I was too outgoing? Well, I'm doing bigger and better things now. So this is the end of my story. For those of you guys who are curious about that job and what happened to it, I ended up quitting like 8 months later. It took me a long time, but I ended up quitting and finding something so much better. And then later on, I started my YouTube and this, so I pretty much found my happiness. And I would not want to work at Sephora or at MAC. I would not want to do retail or any of that. I am good being a freelance makeup artist and doing makeup for, you know, people and stuff. I just don't want to do retail at all. Or, you know, at that time, that's what I wanted to do. Not anymore. But, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Let me know what you guys thought about this, or why she would not want to really hire me, like, because I still want to know. And let me know if you guys want to do more of my story times, because I have a lot of stories for you guys. Also, let me know if you guys want a YouTube tutorial, makeup tutorial on this look, so I can get that up and rolling for you guys. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at Evette Santos. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, support. Like this video if you guys enjoyed it, and comment and all of that. I'll see you guys in my next YouTube video. Thank you guys for watching, and love you. Bye!